Alright guys, hello and welcome back. Early ward drop down over the wall by Team Bizarre facing off against Myrmidons in this one. Hinderman will be joining me once again as looking at these picks and bands, or the picks and the bands that were put through in this one. We don't actually have the picks and bands for you. There's some interesting stuff coming out this game.
Yep, Myrmidons is going to be playing with Morgau in the solo lane and some Wukong Arkil in the jungle as Bellona Tins in the mid lane as Janus. Jermaine and Dardes will round out their team composition with the Xbalanque and Sylvanus respectively. And then Team Bizarre across the way. Well, not a traditional composition here.
Yeah, they have Stevie
To an extent, the double guardian actually, so I shouldn't say tradition.
It's interesting to say the least. They have Fenrir in the solo lane being played by Stevie Beefy, Dark Yodi K in the jungle as Athena, Death Panther in the mid lane as Ra, Xk as the Spore Gab, and JoJo124 as their Hunter Apollo.
Oh, whoa, I got... What? Dardes is started with Vampiric Shroud. Interesting. That's an interesting pickup with Vampiric Shroud. So, you get MP5, which is one thing that's going to help you to sustain a little bit more. He's got plenty of health potion and mana potion still. He's going to be given that. I guess they're looking to try and burst with the magical power and the health. I mean, the health's pretty good for me. It's the same amount of health you're going to get from Watcher's Gift, but you do get additional amount of power here. Same amount of MP5 from this as well. And actually, killing those creeps restores 10 health to mana. So, we've given them the purple buff early. It can help a little bit.
It's also going to really take advantage of the relatively poor wave clear coming out from Team Bizarre's dual lane. Apollo probably is still the worst wave clear on Hunters. Even I think Xbalanque is kind of like equal footing, if not a step above. Xk as well, Shockwave, it helps, but it's not really going to do much. Look how quick that wave of minions is dying to Dardes and Jermaine. They're going to push this wave forward time and time again. And yeah, he's losing a little bit of assist gold from the Watcher's Gift, but the denial to the tower is going to more than make up for it.
I think that's the big key here is that the Myrmidons have the push in duo lane, they have the push in solo lane. Mid lane's the only one that can be pushed back by Team Bizarre there with Death Panther on that Ra. Death Panther played mid for these. I've not been in the SPL, sorry, the Challenger Cup for a couple of weeks due to SPL work, but Panther being rotated to the mid lane, he's generally a solo laner. Surprised to see that one come out.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Stevie Beefy, I've seen him play many, many times before. He's a pretty good solo lane player, very good in 1v1 matchups. He does a lot of joust tournaments as well, so he's pretty familiar with various 1v1 situations. So solo lane, well, he's going to have a little bit of trouble early on with the sustain, just as Mogao can poke with that cudgel a bit more effectively. He's going to have sustain once Seething Howl gets a couple ranks into it.
For the time being, 2 minutes in so far. Bellona in the jungle with Janus alongside him. They'll just clear out the mid wave and then go for back harpies more than likely here. Get themselves off to level 5 after that back harpy rotation. We'll see what's going to happen in duo though, as Dardes and Jermaine doing what they should do and continuing to push pressure on this lane. They need to watch out for a rotation.
I mean, as long as they keep the communication pretty good across the team, you saw right there, they kind of lost vision on 2 members from Team Bizarre for a split second. Immediately, they back off a pretty good distance. See Jermaine able to, I have Rising Jaguar. I can stay a little further forward for a bit longer. But again, they caught vision on Death Panthers. Like, okay, we can once again safely kill this wave and make quick work of it. And I mean, again, they're just going to capitalize on the fact that they deny this gold. Dardes, well, look at his mana bar. It has not moved because he's not even had to use abilities.
Nope, just continue to use the auto attacks and abuse them for as much as possible. Stevie Beefy just took a lot of poke over in the solo lane, actually, against Mogao. But Mogao going to have to clear out a wave. And he's going to take a lot of poke for free here. Stevie could re-engage with the Ragnarok if he realised that. Mid-harpies are spawning, though. Left-hand side, we're going to see Myrmidons get those. Right ones will go to Bizarre. There's not going to be any excitement for the first set of harpies.
No, just a even back and forth 1-for-1 trade, and might see a little bit of something right here if a grab does connect. Dardes will find Death Panther. He's pretty mobile. Wrath of Terra as well as a portal. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. Dardes secures that kill for the first blood.
Really good pickle from Myrmidons there. Good combination from skills. Panther couldn't really do anything in that situation. He just had to go down and pay the iron price. And wasn't really an option he had available to him once that route connected. The full wombo just connected time after time. So good CC chain from Myrmidons.
Yep, it looks like NSK making a rotation over, picking up those back harpy camps for the time being. The Hunters in that duo lane have been left to their own devices for the time being. We'll see how exactly Dardes looks to play this one out going forward, because out of lane, that's toll isn't really going to be providing him much of anything. He's not going to be able to get extra assist gold going forward. And out of that duo lane, the early game phase is over. He's going to be losing a little bit more gold because that Watcher's Gift passive is going to be proccing across the other camps he's going to be sharing.
Well, Tins did just go back to base, pick up this Death's Toll. Doom Orb, I should be saying. So he's going to be starting those stacks up nice and early at 4 minutes in. We see this out of some of the Januses now and again. They'll generally still go for the full cooldown build, but rush this Doom Orb early to get some extra power online. Look for the spikes. And with 2 wards as well, he's just going to ward up his area of the mid lane, give themselves some control. So Myrmidons off to a nice little start with how this one's going.
Yep, they're doing pretty well across the board. Small gold lead going forward. I'm going to be curious to see how they look to play this composition out as the game does continue ever. We saw how Death Panther can be very easily picked off by the crowd control chain, but there was a lot invested. There's the Wrath of Terror, the Grab, the Verdant Growth, the Portal, just to get that one kill. Yeah, it was the first blood, it's a big gold amount, but they're probably not going to be able to use that combination on one person in a team fight. This thing's going to be scattered, there's going to be stuff coming, you have stone shields and stuff like that. If Ediske happens to be there, that combo won't work quite as effectively. At the same time, they have that Ragnarok on Stevie Beef with that Fenrir. Make use of that, grab somebody, pull them back to your team. They're not going to be in a happy place.
And that's what they could actually look to do as well, because Darky in the jungle of this Athena, if she can defend with Olympus just as Ragnarok gets used and actually picks up this Sun Wukong on Magao, they could really wombo combo this time and time again and try and destroy it. But Magao doing work to Stevie Beefy in the lane. He just took a lot of poke for free up against Magao, who did great work just with Warrior Tabby online.
He's a little bit ahead, about a third of a level right now. Stevie Beefy soaks up a little bit more before heading back to base. He's doing a good job holding on so far in this lane, given the fact that he has had to go back to base twice. He picked up Teleport for the first time. This time around, he's going to have to walk back the long way, and look what Mogao is doing in response. I'm going to freeze the wave because I want you to have to come forward so I can have
all in on the left-hand side, goes on. Jojo has to use the moves to try and get away. Darkest of Nights comes out as well. Defending Olympus is on its way. They're trying to disengage, but Geb is here, as is Athena. And it's just going to be a disengage, actually, from Team Bizarre as the through space and time comes out. Oh, are they going to look for more? They're looking for Jojo.
Tyne's heading around the backside of this one, thinking about it, but yeah, maybe not. I'll play it safe, go back to mid lane. Harpies are about to spawn. Why risk a situation like that where we end up losing or going trading 1-for-1 where we can just pick up some Harpies in the middle of the map? They're going to trade 1-for-1 again as Death Panther's in position for the right side camp. And yeah, not much else going on otherwise.
Left side, though, no, there is something going on. Jermaine's cut out of position here, gets hit by the taunt. Taking a lot of poke damage, trying to run around towards Sylvanus. No Rising Jaguar around. Apollo comes in from across the skies, does not connect. But the So Beautiful does great pull from Dardes. Still won't save his life as Athena will secure the kill onto Jermaine. Jermaine stuck around too long.
Yeah, sneaky people hiding under the minimap icons and being invisible. Yeah, like I said, stuck around a little bit too long. When you're up against the likes of the Taunt and the Shockwave and all those nasty crowd control abilities, you can't stick around in a situation like that. Beats not yet online either, so you can even have that like kind of extra get-out-of-jail-free card. And then across the scratch, Jojo able to get in range and secure, or help secure that kill, I should say. Other than that, once again, right lane, Mogao about to force Stevie Beefy back to base again for the third time so far. He's not falling too far behind. Look at the gold count. It's only 300 gold so far, but Mogao is reasonably... He's pretty much in control of this lane. Yeah.
Mogao's doing work in this lane so far. He's having a good time. You can see he's got about 400 gold lead right now over Stevie. Stevie will soak some of that back up off that tower at the moment, though, just to bring it down a little bit closer. But it's still about 300-400 gold lead in favor of Mogao, considering it's 0-0. He's done a good job of getting himself this lead.
What looks to be a mystical mail being worked towards by Mogao. His little back and forth poker and kind of middle to a fight will go that much more in his favor. While on the other side, Stevie Beefy, he did pick up that Smithy's hammer looking for a rune forge down the road. It will give him more damage protection at the same time that mystical mail is magical damage, won't be getting mitigated by that physical protection at all. So a little bit of a skirmish still going over there. We take a look at the left side of the map. Gold Fury is in the minds of both these teams because they know that if anyone gets picked off, that's a real possibility.
Well, especially with both Hog 3s being available now for both these two teams, you'll see them looking to try and find that pick if they can. At the time being, though, it's kind of a slow-paced game for now. I mean, generally you want the Janus is looking to get his full cooldown build going. Ryan the mid lane's looking mainly for the Kronos Pendant for his full cooldown build, followed by the Lotus Crown as well. Geb's looking for about 1 to 2 more levels to be super effective. And Dardes is just always looking for picks, and the Hunter is just want to farm. So it's quite a difficult one for Burst, but keep an eye out for the taunt from Athena, because you can 3-man taunt into a snipe. It could turn things around.
That is definitely for sure. Something curious as well, Teleport was picked up by Stevie Beefy over the right lane a little while back. Mogao has really not had to go back to base. He's in control of the lane. He doesn't necessarily have to pick up that teleport either. We saw last week a lot of big rotations. Mogao is very much about rotating out of that lane quite frequently. So you had to pick up the mana buff right now. So I'm curious if he'll actually end up picking it up or not. You're gonna be looking for.
He doesn't have to, but he's got the right decision as Mogao going for beads. Now normally you don't see some Wukong have to get beads, but there's always a chance that if Fenrir jumps in with the use of Unchained, his one, lands with the stun straight into Ragnarok, he's not going to get an opportunity to pop his Somersault Cloud. Yep. So he needs those beads just in case that combo comes off, because if that happens and Athena dunks, he could die beforehand.
Yeah, that'll work out quite well. Early on, we saw with the Bluestone Pendant picked up on him, plus that mana buff. just in the matchup in lane, he doesn't have to worry about lacking wave clear necessarily, so he's not too concerned by not having that Hand of the Gods online. It'll also kind of free up that second active slot. They can look to stick a Weakening Curse on him. That'll keep Argyle able to pick up a Beads of her own if she chooses later on. Or they can look to some other actives. Teleport can go on Wukong, Weakening Curse on Bellona. Because they have that Raw on the other team. They want to make sure they have the option to pick up anti-healing if they need it.
And 9.5 minutes in, this is a very slow game. You can see Athena dealing with Stevie Beefy, who was looking to see if they were doing blue buff, which they were over on this side. Both teams opting for the side of caution this game round. It's going to be quite a long one. Potentially, though, one big team fight could just throw the game completely, as you find out so often in Smite.
Yep. Actually, looking at the damage chart, Mogao has actually done almost more damage than the good majority of the rest of the players in this game. Just beating up Stevie Beefy in that lane. Finally able to put a little damage back onto him. He's going to put some hurt back more. There is the gank coming in from Argyle. They're trying to look to shut down. Stevie will use that Ragnarok for the character muted to run away. So...
good use of Ragnarok there. There's nothing that Argyle can actually do on that Bellona to chase him. You try and chase him down using the Eagle's Rally. You're not going to stun him because Ragnarok gives you CC immunity. Exactly. So, failed gank attempt. Well, a gank attempt. We call it a fail, but technically it blew an ultimate for free. And now Magad might be able to have his way with Stevie Beefy here.
Yep, no Ragnarok to get away from this time. Magic Cudgel comes on down for some damage. Mogao could potentially look for this dive. There's some so-called leap is going to come down on top of his head in just a couple seconds. He's going to look for the Macaroon's decoy. Does some work. Oh, Defender of Olympus. He can now look to just say, you know, I'm going to retreat instead. He played that one quite well and just waited safely and properly for that to make sure.
Magao played that perfectly. Like, he couldn't potentially got the kill on Chain was available for Stevie to just leap away if he tried to pounce off the cloud. Instead, he gets a free rotation off Athena. Now Athena's stuck over here, but now he's going to watch himself as Fenrir is back in lane. But look what his team's doing over with the Gold Fury.
Yep, it is started up right now. Jermaine looking to start. They will force the resets. They're looking for the kill onto Death Panther instead. He want more hit. Blink.
Oh my gosh.
Wrath of Terror. That dot's going to get that kill.
It will get the kill, but meanwhile the fight's still going on. Jojo has to push himself back into tower. Good taunt coming out from Athena there. Not a lot of doses you want. Great cataclysm from attacks. He keeps Argyle in tower range, but he is that tanky Bellona. Fenrir around the back though. Stevie Beefy's here. Ultimate still on cooldown for 2 more seconds. He's not going to engage for now, but keep an eye on him because he just could go one more time.
Unstable Vortex over the wall, looking for a quick kill.
Where's Gab going? That's so risky. If Tin sees that, he's dead. Oh, God.
He saw Tines and immediately turned around and ran for his life. Yeah, Ragnarok wasn't even really a possibility right there, just because of the fact if he picked somebody up and brought them back to the tower, that would have been a free shot at those low health members of Team Bizarre, so probably the better choice not to use it after it came off cooldown. Gold Fury will go down 12 minutes into this game. Still only 3 kills on the board game-wide. It's been a slower game for sure. With that Gold Fury, maybe Myrmidons can start making something happen and get that ball rolling.
Yeah, but what it's about mainly is the teams not necessarily getting caught out of position, but surviving is the key. The team's realizing that, well, Myrmidon's realizing there that there was no way that Team Bizarre could contest that, and Bizarre wisely just gave up the Gold Fury that I think they could have lost bigger than they actually did if they tried to contest that Gold Fury anymore. Yeah. They lost the engagement overall and accepted their punishment, but now they're on full health, they can try and fight all these left harpies.
Dardas finds the grab on the Death Panther. Alex staying on the backside as well. Shockwave found 2. Looking for damage. Tines through the wall. Gets out of that one safely. They're looking for disengage. Argyle trying to pick up those harpies quite quickly. Scourge looks like it got that one, so they secured them successfully.
Right side, Stevie once again in trouble being pushed out as we look in mid lane. Taunt does land onto Dardas. He's going to take some poke. No sniper available from Panther. As the right harpies will go to Bizarre, so they get split evenly there. But once again, Mogao having his way with Stevie in this lane so far.
Yeah. That's going to continue for a decent while as well. Just looking at the items, not much is really going to be changing anytime soon. Golden Hand, not really anything to pick up any new items either. So Mogao just basically keeps on doing what he's doing and giving Stevie a hard time. It won't be until really the teams start grouping up for those team fights where we see Ragnarok potentially turning the tide of a battle if he can get a grab onto Tines and Jermaine and his team can bring him down quickly.
Well, I mean, with the Gold Fury going down as well that we saw, it just extends the lead that Mogao's managed to get in this lane at the moment. And on top of that, when this tower goes down, it's more global gold for the team that's just going to give them the edge for the time being. It's not a huge, big lead, but it's slowly starting to go into Myrmidon's favor this game.
Yeah, credit where credit's due. Though Stevie has been playing this lane very, very well. As many times he's been forced back to base so far, the fact that he's still equal on level with Mogao shows that he's playing this lane very well when he's actually able to be there for more than a couple seconds at a time.
Yeah, I mean, his itemization choices were correct considering he's having a tough lane, but now he's probably going to lose the tower over here. Bellona decides to stay, which he doesn't actually. There's a big rotation coming from the left-hand side from Team Bizarre here. They're not going to find Jermaine, though. He's just going to back away from that one as we go back to farm-offs once again.
So it's still a very slow-paced game. There's the Defender of Olympus coming out, and they were looking for the attack speed buff steal. Dardas will blink on out of that one back to safety. Disengage is good. A blink for a Defender of Olympus. That's a small victory for Dardas, not a little specific trade.
Both junglers going to see each other in the jungle. Meanwhile, mid lane, Panther in a bit of trouble there. Takes a nice bit of poke from Tins. It's a Portal Unstable Vortex combo there. But he'll heal that back up once again. As you'll find with every single Ra, it's not hard to heal back up.
Nah, definitely not. And right lane, once again, Mogao going toe-to-toe with Steefy Beefy. But you can see kind of difference with Steefy kind of getting more and more online. It's not just a straight-up Steefy Beefy getting kind of chunked out. Mogao's health bar is kind of going down evenly.
Left side, though, Athena is defending the purple buff, which goes down, but they're going to full combo. Through space and time comes out, connects onto a taxi on that Geb, who uses the escape, but Dardes uses the portal to chase after the Athena, who's going to get away. It looks like Geb will be the casualty of war, as the snipe comes out from the backside from Panther. Does damage onto Tins, but he will survive for now.
In the back, Jojo, Defender Olympus coming back in from Athena. The cooldown on that is back up and available. Looking for Arcal. The taunt does catch him, but Beads used immediately. Portal for Tins gets him out through that wall. Looking to give chase. If Steefy can find something in Ragnarok, especially if Arcal's Tins.
He used Brutalize already. Ragnarok on cooldown. He used Brutalize to chase after the Janus that went through the portal, so he cancelled that out. What we'll see from Bizarre is they'll go for the purple buff here. On the way over, though, is Mogao at the time. And Jermaine still wants to fight, and he's looking for poke. He's trying to bait them in for his team to reinitiate.
They're going to go for this one. Solar Blessing is down. Steefy going to use that Brutalize with a little bit of a hop to look to gain some distance off of Mogao. Now he's going to look for chase. The Tiger Stand stun comes out. There's the Unchained to leap away to safety. Harpy camps are coming back up. They're aware this is looking to secure those in just a moment. We'll see if they can look for another engagement here or just look to farm those up and not really fight at the moment.
Not the greatest game so far. Both teams just not been able to capitalize on their opportunities from what I've seen. Both teams managing to escape with the barest minimum of health, but Myrmidons do hold a lead, which is steadily still going up and up. Right, Harpies have spawned. Will we see a fight over these? Well, maybe.
Portal was there, but Steve is able to lock down Arcal just enough to get that kill. That's going to be the fifth one of the game. So far, sitting about a kill every 3 minutes or so in this one. It's a slower game for sure. But look at the gold graph and experience graph. It's those little steps to victory. The mid-Harpy fight, that first blood coming out a little bit earlier on. It's going to be a slower one for sure. Team Bizarre definitely still have opportunities to get themselves back into this one. But if they just keep securing these objectives, that lead is going to grow slowly but surely.
Yeah, and that's what he's doing at the moment. That's all it's doing at the moment. This game could go on for quite a long time by the way these two teams are playing. But if this keeps the way it's going, as soon as Myrmidons hit that level 20, which will come online a little bit sooner than Team Bizarre will, we could actually just see Myrmidons try and slowly just capitalize and abuse the lead that it develops in the early game.
For sure. What are your expectations coming out later on in this matchup? I mean, that tier 1 tower, the right lane, is just about to drop. Mogao still has that active slot available. He hasn't really needed that teleport. Do you expect to see that Weakening Curse to help deal with the Ra? Or, you know, maybe a second Wrath of the Gods? What do you think? Is this going to be a teleport as well for rotation?
They need a Weakening Curse somewhere if this game's going to go late, because otherwise Ra's going to be a big influence with this Lotus Crown. Don't forget the Weakening Curse will also influence on to Steefy Beefy as well, and that Fenrir. So dropping the healing down that we can see put out from Death Panther will help, but they're doing a good job of shutting him down so far in this mid lane. He's 0-2, and Tin's controlling this lane for the most part.
Here's a Doom Orb online, that's fully stacked. It's been sitting there for a good while. Defender Olympus coming down. They know there's Gold Fury is being started up right now. There's the leap in Unchained. Ragnarok is well coming out. Darda has just pulled back into the enemy team lineup.
Through space and time does connect. There's a great Wrath of Terror coming out from Dardes, though. The dots were applied. Snipe did hit, but not a lot of damage coming out from his Magao. Does take down the Athena. Death Panther trying to juke his way out using his ability, but guess what? Poor Geb is now going to be the casualty of war.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like it. Death Panther kind of just waiting nearby, watching it through the wall with those lovely little glowing outlines. As now, Myrmidons will turn their attention back towards this Gold Fury. And this poor Gold Fury, I don't know if you saw that last game, has just been pulled back and forth, left, right, and center. Myrmidons pulled it once, reset it, won the fight, and now looking to bring it down for the second time this game.
Dardes is 4-0-3 as Sylvanus at the moment. Top kills on his team, been involved in every single kill of the game, alongside Tins, who probably isn't that happy on that Janus thing. Sylvanus keeps stealing away all the kills. But love what Myrmidons are doing here. They're abusing the map. They got it, a 4-man kill. And now they're going to be able to take the tier 1 tower in the left-hand lane as well as that Gold Fury. Just continue pressuring this lead.
Yep, there's another one of those steps popping up. You see that little flat bit extending a little bit going forward. Yeah, kills secured. It's all about that Mage Sylvanus coming out from Dardas with that Vampiric Shroud start. It's unusual, but it definitely seemed to work out. We saw that. It wasn't a case of, we're going to win the dual lane outright and just kill you over and over. It was a case of, we're going to deny you farm. I'm not getting passive gold. I don't care. Look at the gold numbers. I touched on it. After the laning phase, he's not going to be soaking up and sharing extra gold. It's 4 extra gold per kill he's sharing. Look at the gold numbers. It hasn't mattered because they're securing these objectives.
Well, I think the other thing you can see of Sylvanus as well is the fact that while we've made mid lane, Raffetera comes out, Death Panther does go down to Arkil, and Athena's in trouble too. She's trying to survive. Gebby's there with a great shield coming out from a taxi, and a great knock-up too. Athena stands tall, but for how long? Low on health is Tins. The rotation comes out. Athena's going to get out. Jojo turns a kill on Tins, but now he's in trouble. Has to use the bees, the 7-8. Steefy's there, but immediately the Ragnarok is burnt to the beads of Jermaine, and now Jermaine's just beating him down with Mogao on the backside, and now a taxi is getting hit by the Athena order to bring down some damage. Not enough though to stop the Myrmidons from continuing to aggress.
They're trying to buy time for Edith's going to get out of that fight, but Dark Yodi K arrived to just a massive body block from the Myrmidons and will fall for the full-on deicide. Look at them beelining straight to that fire giant right now. There is nobody up and available to get there in time to stop this from occurring. They have Jermaine. That's going to be a lot of damage coming down on this one. Myrmidons played that fight well, but then they grouped up to stop them from escaping in the end of the fight.
Yeah, someone just lit a switch on this game and it just went off very, very quickly. And Myrmidons have an absolutely monstrous lead already. Look at the kill participation on this team though. Look at the kill participation. Yeah. And to be honest, it's for both teams because they've near enough all been involved in all the kills that have gone down. These have all been team fights. They've not been 1v1 fights or the junglers getting picks. It's been the whole team grouping up together and being involved in every single kill. We've got, Mogao has been involved in 7 kills from the solo lane. Jungler Bellona been involved in 11 of them. 10 for Tins, 11 for Jermaine as well. And then finally, all 12 of those kills have been involved with Dardes.
Yep. And on top of that fire giant, they were able to actually delay it just enough for Tins to respawn. While Janus with the full cooldown reduction and the Doom Orb and the Chronos Pendant for a lot of mana regen, it's still a situation where if he's spamming those unstable vortexes for poke and harass, he won't be able to spam it for very long. With the fire giant buff, with that extra mana regen, he'll be able to do that for a much longer period of time. As Myrmidons look to group up and continue their just complete domination of this game the past couple minutes, these tier 2 towers, probably not too long for this world.
I mean, Myrmidons as well, take into account they did come into the 2nd seed. They're top of Group B. They're the ones everyone expects to come out on top based off how the last 6 weeks went. And so far, they're showing Team Bizarre how to do things in this game because Team Bizarre came in at the bottom seed in this. They've had some roster changes and some switch-ups. We can see that in their roster right now. And Myrmidons going to start pressuring this tier 2 towers. And Bizarre going to have to make a stand.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really rough for these guys. They went back to base, they bought up some stuff. The tier 2 tower is going to be another 3,000 gold as the other 2 fall. They could look for phoenixes already as well. I mean, it's not a runaway game exactly at this point. I mean, it's been close until about 5 minutes ago when Myrmidons just completely took off. It's like they were taxiing down the runway and suddenly, they switched the engines on and just completely took off with this game. And Team Bizarre just waiting. We'll rotate around, make sure you don't try and rush down a Phoenix quickly, but we need to defend the Phoenix just because the way the map's set up. We need that Phoenix to help us. We're not going to bother with the tier 2s.
Well, as you said, tier 2s now all fall down. Where will the Myrmidons go to siege the Phoenix? The Fire Giant still online for a little bit longer, so we'll see where they're going to head with this one. It looks like they're going to go mid with this minion wave here. Dardes tagging up for the front, doesn't find the pull. Team backs away for now. Mogao, though, he's not backing away.
He's in the thick of things. There's the Blink Cataclysm coming up, looking for the defense initiation right here, right now. Arkell in the back one of this one. Took a lot of poke. As a knock made with full commits disengaged. Steefy getting low. Stone Shield
very
and
low.
Ragnarok getting burned as Mogao gives chase.
Through space and time does not connect. Steefy does get out of it. And now Jojo's the one in trouble as the rest of the team tried to fall back to help protect Steefy. The Hunter goes down, as does the Phoenix. And Myrmidons start swinging for the left.
Yep, mid one down, left one not far behind it. One member already down for Team Bizarre. It's going to be a 4v5 defense this time around. Helpar still looking pretty good for the Myrmidons. Fight breaks out one more time. Steefy made it back to the fountain, healing up. Brutalized for a hop away. Stone Shield, he will be able to heal up again, but it cost them another Phoenix.
Straight over to the right one, they do head the whole team of Myrmidons. Fire Giant buff still online, so sustaining up. Good Celestial Beam over the Wolf and Panther, but not a lot of damage and a good top. The snipe connects as well. There could be casualties here. Arkell in a lot of trouble. He's not going to fall down though as the body blocks come out from Mogao, and the stun from that Tiger stance helps to keep him alive. And the boys of Myrmidons still want to keep pressuring.
Yeah, they're looking for this tower up in the Sumsword Cloud. Decoy going to be taking up that tower a good
Hello?
mark. Chasing NXT as well as Paulo drops down. Looking to do what he possibly can. Immediately brought back down just too far. And Tins gets Dark Yodike as well.
DVB trying to take on Jermaine, and Jermaine gets picked up for a wild ride through the Celestial Beam, but there's no follow-up and damages. The rest of his team is dead. He's going to have to back away. Geb can't really do much. The Phoenix still stands. Stevie does take out Tins. The snipe connects, but Magao takes out Beefy.
That's going to be the final Phoenix as well. Chicken and Steak is the story of that right lane right now. Unfortunately, it's going to be Team Bizarre on the losing end of all of that. Myrmidons heading back to base for dinner. Get ready for that Fire Giant again, as it will be spawning in 50 more seconds. They played that beautifully. They got all 3 tier 2 towers. They got all 3 Phoenixes. They got kill after kill in the course of those engagements. Bizarre really cannot really look to defend, or to contest rather, this Fire Giant, because yeah, they have Edixke with Dark Yodike. They have the double Wrath of the Gods. They can try for it. But all Myrmidons have to do is, like, we know you're going to try for this. Well, wait, stop the Fire Giant at 35%. Here you guys are. Kill you, and turn attention back to the Fire Giant.
I don't know exactly how Team Bizarre are going to get themselves back into this one right now. The Phoenixes are going to be down for an extended period of time, as you were saying. With the Fire Giant up, I guess they have to just go for the fire. They have to.
Yeah. There's
no other real option, because if they try and just defend, well, they'll have the Fire Giant, more Myrmidons, and the Phoenixes will still be down for the siege. They have to make a play for the Fire Giant. Let's see if Geb or Athena go for it. Maybe a wombo combo of the two. They both have Hog 3. I'd like to see Stevie just pick up that Hog 3 as well, just to make sure and just go for this, because that's going to be their only real chances as Fire Giant in this game now.
It's still going to be a rough straight-up fight. It's a 13,000 gold lead coming in from Myrmidons, or excuse me, 17,000, doing the math the wrong way. Myrmidons have a pretty firm grasp on this game for the time being. Level-wise, look at the level differences across the board. It's a big ass right now for Team Bizarre to hold on. They need every little bit they can possibly get. And if you watch as this Fire Giant commences, they're really not going to take too much damage at all. And as soon as they get the buff, their health bar is going to shoot straight back up to full.
The call from Bizarre is to defend what they've got, which is absolutely nothing. It's a Titan. That's it. That's all they've got to defend. They're not going to be here to defend the Fire Giant whatsoever. This, I feel, was their only real chance to get back into this one side, and because now the army of Myrmidons is here, all full HP. Through space and time gets channeled. They're going to snipe, connect with the Athena, and here we go.
And not quite the time, but they're going to look to pick up a couple kills. Jojo falls right here. That will likely be the game. The grab does not connect. Argyle trying to get the kill, but not able to find it. As the fight builds up, Stevie very low, trying to get to my friend, might make it as well.
Maybe a bit of a mistake there by Myrmidons, but they do come out on top of it. They're still tanking this one up on the backside. Magao does get that monkey in there to decoy away, and that will be the game. Myrmidons take game 1 over Bizarre and put themselves top of Group A alongside Group B, alongside the Pappies after game 1.
That was a really close, rough game for a long while, but it just seemed as soon as, like, Myrmidon realized, hey, you know what, we're actually in a pretty good position, we have these team fights, let's just fight. It was basically just all downhill from that point onwards. I mean, Bizarre were trying to do what they could to claw themselves back into it, but it was just, you know, objective after objective that Myrmidons were just taking and winning team fights as well. The body blocking coming out from them was just absurdly good this game.
Yeah, it was a really good game from the outset between the two teams. I mean, early on, it looked pretty much even between them. It was just small little advantages that just kept going in Myrmidon's way. And then after that one team fight, that first Goal Fury started to extend the lead and cause a lot of issues for the boys of Team Bizarre to try and get back into it. They're still not out, though. It's impossible to go out week 1 of this. It's just going to be very difficult to get back into it if that does happen and you go 0-3. But right now, we're going to see, obviously, Pappies are going to be facing up against Team Bizarre next, and maybe we'll see how that one goes. But we'll be probably seeing exactly what's going on in round 3 any moment now, guys. We'll be back after this short intermission.